owner of MGPI, a publicly traded company that her dad, Bud Craig, and her husband, Lad Seaberg, were both CEO of. She's also a local business owner and civic leader. Mrs. Seaberg is well known for her involvement in civic activities and played a key role at the local, state, and national levels in the development of the 2004 Lewis and Clark Bicentennial Commemoration, including serving on the executive committee for a Journey Forth, one of only 15 national Lewis and Clark Bicentennial signature events. She served as the governor's chair of the Kansas Lewis and Clark Bicentennial and was a member of the National Lewis and Clark Trail Heritage Foundation Board, serving as its president for some of her tenure. It's well known that the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial celebration in Atchison was considered one of the best in the entire country, and it was Karen's vision and her incredible leadership that put Atchison on the map for that event. She also performs a vital role in Atchison's nationally acclaimed Amelia Earhart Festival, which attracts an estimated 50,000 guests to our local community each year. So if you enjoy Amelia Earhart weekend, you have Karen in part to thank for that. She served as a member of the Governor's Committee for the Amelia Earhart Birthday Celebration in 1997 and served as festival chair ever since then. She's been very active in Atchison's major riverfront downtown development project and served on that design committee and the development committee. She is a charter member of the Riverfront Development Foundation, which was organized in '05. She has served on the Atchison area, you're tired just listening to it, aren't you, Carrie? You didn't know you were that involved. She served as Atchison's Area Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. She's continued as a member of the Chamber's Tourism Council, served as chairperson of that council. She's additionally served on the Riverbend Regional Health Care Board, the Atchison Hospital Board of Directors, the board of the Craig Medical Research Organization at the University of Kansas Medical Center, the Theater Atchison Board of Directors, and the board of MGPI. She and her husband, Lad, were honored with the Cross of the Order of St. Benedict at Benedictine College in 2011. Karen and Lad, as well as her parents, Bud and Sally Craig, were honored on our campus with the naming of Craig Seaberg Hall on the former hospital property. It houses students as well as the psychology, sociology, and journalism departments, and it's a significant building for us. She's a quintessential community leader. If they're needs to get something done in Atchison, people turn to Karen Seaberg. Her leadership skills come naturally for her, as her father, Bud Craig, was also one of our speakers just last year at this forum. She's risen to the top of the academic world. While in high school, she competed in the National Science Fair twice as a high school student at Atchison High School, and while at Texas Tech University, she graduated with highest honors in the School of Arts and Sciences there. So please welcome Karen Seaberg.
Bored with that. I hope you did too. We're here today to kind of talk about leadership. I want to put this in perspective first, however. The reason I get to start is I'm the oldest one up here. Don't joke. We're going in age downwards, you know, as we go. To put it in perspective for you all, I have a high school senior graduating in Lawrence this year. So I'm a grandma to one of you. And but I must tell you that I like your music. I like things, crazy things like Aragon and Harry Potter, and I'm kind of a weird dichotomy of people. My license plate says Disney. Go figure. So I'm a Disney fanatic. I dive with sharks. And I love to ski. So, you know, we're all up here as a whole person, and all of that sounds great, but Steve, you weren't supposed to read that much. First of all, I'd like to, before I get into leadership, I'd like to say to you, it was a different time when I graduated from high school, and then went on to college. In the 60s, you know, there was all that Woodstock stuff. My parents were extremely strict, and I never got into all of that. But a lot of we women from the 60s thought that we were just supposed to go to college and then get married and be a mom. Your life and your aspirations and dreams are so different than what we were expected to do back then. For the guys, it was pretty much like it is today, except maybe not quite as scary about getting jobs. I guess something I want to say is don't ever give up on your dreams. Dreams aren't exactly leadership, but just don't give up. I don't think you ever know where things you do take you. And if you if you have a dream, get it done. And I want to give an example of that. I have a daughter who said she would never move back to Atchison. Never. There may be lots of you out there that can hardly wait to get out of this small town. And I can understand that. You know, there aren't as many fun things to do here, and it is a great place to raise kids, though, and I'm sure your parents believe that. She said she would never move back. We don't have a Target, we don't have a Starbucks, we don't have whatever. Sadly for her, she did move back to Atchison. In fact, she may take care of some of you up at Atchison Family Medicine. She just moved back. She's a PA. And what she has said to me, and it's something I want you to always hold on to, it really doesn't matter where you are as long as you can get to other places at the same time. And we're so close to Kansas City, so close to St. Joe, so close to Topeka, and an airplane ride away from anywhere in the world. And I think that's why I've stayed. I did go away for 3 years to Texas. My husband is a Texan. And so it's really weird to be an arts and science student at an engineering university, as it was then. But I had some of the finest teachers there, and graduated in something weird like French and medieval English literature. Kind of, you know, that's why I like all those strange movies. I want to talk about what I do compared to what they do, what the two next people coming up here do. Most of mine, because I did do that. I got married, moved back to Atchison, my husband was CEO, and I really have only been on the board for about 3 years. Sorry. When my husband stepped down at MGP, then I went on the board. He has a rare neurological disease that's taught us a lot of patience. But what I've really worked with mostly is volunteers. So it's going to be a little different take than everyone else. I don't know how many of you volunteer in your schools. You know, we're told that your generation is the me generation and that you don't volunteer and you don't do that. I don't really believe that because I've seen some of you at work and I think you have a good work ethic. I really do. But volunteers are more difficult to direct because volunteers don't get paid. So when you're a leader of volunteers, they could just, I'm out of here, I don't have to take this, or I don't need to do what you say, because they're not doing their job, their professional job, they're just working for you to make something better. I encourage you to get involved, because leadership takes all forms, and if you don't have the part of giving back, you're missing a great, you're not only missing something our country needs, but you're also missing something that you need, because it makes you feel better if you are helping give back. When I look at leadership, what I look at are about 4 things. In order to be a leader, and you heard all the things that I've been involved in, the 2 probably that to me were my most exciting things was the Lewis and Clark commemoration here in Atchison and all over the nation, because it's, you know, I'm a woman with the history. You know, I know history, I like rubble, I like to climb over castles and do all that stuff. But history is something we're losing some because you all are having to take all these crazy, you know, no child left behind tests, and unfortunately you don't get to do some of the fun things with history like we did in 2004. And I hope some of you, I'm trying to figure out what grade you all would have been in 2004. But I hope some of you were able to come down and see some of that. You know, Amelia Earhart. Well, now we have this great celebration for Amelia. You all like the fireworks, I'm sure, if you've been. If you're into country music, you probably like Lake Fest. And we try to make it as free as possible for everything. But there's so much more to what goes on there. Every year, we give away an award to a woman who's made a difference for women. And you know what? We have maybe 20, 30,000 people down on the riverfront, and we probably have 150 people or 200 that come here to listen to that person. Last year was Eileen Collins. She was the first woman astronaut to command the shuttle. We've had the woman who rode across the Atlantic by herself. We had a woman from Nigeria who was helping women there. And I encourage you to get involved in the little things that aren't just the fun that we all do. The 4 things for leadership, for me: always keep a positive attitude. Always. I had a dive instructor once that says, no matter how bad the dive is, and trust me, some of them are really bad. You can see 2 feet in front of you, and the sharks didn't come out to play, or the fish aren't there, or you know, it's bad wind, foggy. Always find something in everything you do that was good. He said, always find something in your dive that was good. And so that's my motto. Have a positive attitude. You will find something you either learn from a bad experience or that you can gain and move forward from. Passion. I bet all of them are going to talk about passion. You have to have a passion to be a leader. You truly do. So find what ticks your box. Find it. Because if you're going to be a leader, you need to lead in something that you are passionate about. Not that everybody else is. It could be helping people across the world. It could be making a town beautiful. Trying to do a riverfront. That's what I was involved in. Coming back and making my town something special. And we're still working on it. But find what really, really gets you excited, and that's where you should be. Work as a team. A leader has to be part of the team. You know, you may think it's really cool to be a chairman of something or president of something, but if you're not part of the team, people won't work with you. I mean, they just won't. When we did the theater project, which needs redoing again in Atchison, down at the movie theater, I was scrubbing floors. You guys, you gotta get your hands dirty, you know. You have to be part of the group that's working, not just the leader saying, you do that, you do that, you do that. You have to be part of the team. And I guess the last thing I would say is don't sweat the little things. People really, you know, people can be something. People can irritate you, not do what you want, but don't sweat the little things, because if you're going to be a leader, you need to be seeing the broad picture and be able to work with every person. There's always something good about everyone. And so, you know, pick your battles. I guess that's what I'm saying. Pick your battles. I bet you pick your battles with your parents every day. I bet they pick their battles with you every day. Which ones are what's most important to them? Pick your battles. If somebody didn't do something, but it's really not going to impair what happens, let it go and work to make it different later. Just try to work as a team. I think that's what I've got. Steve?
Great, thank you. Thank you, Karen. What a great message. Really a great example of servant leadership, having a positive attitude and passion for what you're doing and understanding the power of teamwork and also picking your battles. So thank you so much. So let's hear from Karen at Seaberg. Mary Carol Diebel Garrity is best known for successful home decorating stores, Nell Hills and Garrity's, with the original location here in Atchison and the exciting new Nell Hills store in Briarcliff Village in Kansas City. Her entrepreneurial spirit and wonderful sense of style have made the retail store legendary in the home decorating world. Success has brought her national attention from Forbes magazine, CBS's The Early Show, NBC's Today Show, The Wall Street Journal, Fortune magazine, Midwest Living, Country Living, Victoria, and other media outlets. In addition to the store, she also has her own series of books, a column syndicated weekly throughout the United States, a line of home accents carried by 750 stores, and custom paint colors. Some have called her the Martha Stewart of the Midwest, but I refer Martha Stewart as the Mary Carol of the East Coast. Mary Carol has been involved with Benedictine College in everything from hosting college events to treating female Benedictine College students to special entrepreneurship dinners. She's also provided our students with marketing internship opportunities at Nell Hills, and she and her husband Dan were honored with the Cross of the Order of St. Benedict in 2009. Mary Carol and her decorating touches has transformed the look on our campus, here from the paint colors we choose, which are hers, to the furniture we put in our public spaces. She's been kind to work with us to design and decorate the interior of the new Farrell Academic Center. And if you haven't seen the magic that she has made there, please, you need to see that. She's an incredible talent, And running a successful retail operation like she has is no small feat, and she's done it very successfully. Mary Carol's father and mother ran a successful retail clothing store in Atchison for many years called Diebold's, and her late father George is one of our most successful mayors in our history, as well as her husband Dan. Mary Carol is an alumna of the Academy of Mount St. Scholastica, now Mar Hill Mountain Academy, and a supporter of her alma mater. Let's welcome Mary Carol Garrity.
Well, I'm excited to be here, and it's always fun to see a lot of faces I know. Kind of thinking about leadership and your age, you know, I can remember in high school, it seemed like time moved so slow. You know, you would wait till school got out, you'd have your summer, then you'd be excited about school starting, and it seemed like you were always waiting for something to happen, either for graduation or to be a sophomore in high school or a junior in high school. And it's so easy for somebody who's as old as I am to tell you that time is so precious. It's gone, it goes so fast. And there are so many things you could be doing now for your future. And I know was for me, it was not always the most interesting thing to think about at your age. But one of the things that being a leader, and you know, you can be a leader in a lot of different ways. You can be a leader by supporting someone who is a leader of a company, or you might have a friend who's running for office and being his or her support team on getting to be class president or getting, you know, cheerleader or getting on the football field or whatever. Those are all leaders in different kinds of ways. And the thing I think that is so important at your age is try to experience so much. I know it's tough finding jobs, but what I've watched throughout the years, and for myself, I was lucky enough, my parents had a tiny little clothing store here in town, and from day one, I had a job. They assumed I had a job. And, you know, and it started out in different things, and it doesn't have to be, I can remember I used to be in the back room of a warehouse steaming clothes. That was my first job. And it doesn't have to, you know, it doesn't have to be great. It doesn't have to be like working on the floor of a clothing store. It doesn't have to be working at one of the nicer restaurants. It can be, you know, anything. But what it does is it sharpens your people skills. And what you have to know, no matter what you're doing, your people skills will get you through. If you're not smart enough, if you have personality, it can get you through. If you smile, if you talk to people, if you inquire, everybody's interesting. You might have classmates and you don't think they're interesting. If you start asking them questions, you will find out things about them. Everybody has a story. And the thing about it is, all this to become a leader or to become something that you want to do or just to be a good person is all about filling your mind. And you can fill your mind with books, and that is so important in all your studies, and you need that. But it's also that you need to know about everybody else and to care. And I don't care if it's a teacher or, like I said, a fellow student. It's all about getting into their mind and learning from them. And it's so hard, I know now, especially in Atchison, to find jobs. But there's always, you just need to keep opening up that doors. And if it's not a paying job, it's to do some volunteering, as Karen was talking about, because a lot of times that can lead into a job. So when there's organizations going on and being part of it, and also anything that you can be involved in your school, you know, get in there and do that. I didn't do that, and I wish I had. You know, I felt like I had always worked, you know, weekends and worked after school and all that, and it suited me well because but for those people who can't get that, going into and volunteer and being involved, it's just so important. And just open up your mind and your horizons and having a thirst for everything that's out there will suit you so well on into your future. So, thanks.
Great. Thank you, Mary Carol. That was wonderful. You know, this notion of, you keep hearing this notion of servant leadership. I mean, for kids really is. And sometimes to be a good leader, you have to be a good follower. You can't really be a good leader unless you know how to follow, because then you'll understand why people will follow you if you're a good leader. and this emphasis on people skills, Mary Carroll. Very important, probably the most impressive thing I've ever heard about Mary Carroll was told me by someone that says, you know, she treats you the same way whether you're buying a bar of soap or whether you're buying a complete new bedroom set, because she cares about you as a person, and that's what makes her so successful in retail. So thank you, Mary Carroll. Sandy Cummings Sampson is the daughter of PJ and Ramona Cummings, longtime Atchison County residents. As a matter of fact, she says her family's lived in Atchison County for more than 100 years. She attended rural elementary school in the county and then graduated from ACES right across the street. She's a 1977 graduate of the Academy of Mount St. Scholastica, now known as Mar Hill Mount Academy. While she was there, Sandy was proud to represent the high school as a student government president her senior year. She went on to get a degree in business from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and is a big Cornhusker fan, I understand, and so goes to all the football games. She's been in the insurance business since 1981 and served as senior vice president with Aon Risk Services in Philadelphia, New Jersey, and New York City.
Some roles, just in the nature of what they are, may be of greater value or criticalness to our company. However, I can tell you our culture is that no individual, regardless of their role, is any more important than any other individual. So we are in it together. We foster that culture. And I can tell you, when you talk about success in what has been a difficult economy, to have that kind of success all comes back to the people. And I believe that fostering that culture of no queens in the corner, no, I'm better than you, but that everyone, from our receptionist to our largest salesperson in the company, equally are as important and as valued in our organization. Leaders must be determined, must be persistent. You need to set goals and remain focused. But you also have to be willing to change the course. Admit that you're wrong. Unfortunately, no one always has all the answers. So you have to be able to change course if you need to. There will be rough times. It's how you communicate that. We are continually having to find better ways to serve our clients, serve our community, and serve each other. I have people every now and then saying, well, that's the way we've always done it. Oh no, that's the way we've always done it. And my answer to them is, if the only answer is that's the way we've always done it, then maybe I can assist you in finding a job with another company. Because change is good, and change sometimes has to happen. And so we always have to be looking, not that some of the traditional and some of the things that we do can't stay in place, but just as each one of you constantly have to be looking at how you can improve yourself every day in your schoolwork, in your family, in your relationships. There's times when it's not going to be an easy day. Can you change course and continue? Enjoy what you do. Karen and Mary Carroll talked about that. Boy, is that important. Critically important. Enjoy what you do. And they're all looking back at me and saying, well, how did you figure out you were going to enjoy insurance? But I think the thing is once you have a passion for what you do, and it's really, in my business, it's about people. And the numbers piece, creating solutions, all of that is so important to me. But I enjoy what I do. I cannot imagine driving to work every day and dreading going to work. Now, I can tell you, that very, very seldom would that be the case, in my case. Although I can tell you when it's really nice outside on a spring day, I like to go play golf instead of going to work. But that's not something that we can do every day. But you need to really enjoy and have that passion. You must work, and then you must work harder. It is not uncommon to see me at the photocopy machine in our office. Now, if I'm at the photocopy machine a lot, I can tell you Jim Hayes, who's the chairman of our company, and Hayes Companies, has a really high-paid copy machine person. So it's not good for the company for me to be there a lot. However, the point is as a leader, you must know enough in your organization what it takes to get the job done and support all of those in the organization. So if it needs that people are doing things that I'm not good, which is technology usually, one thing I can do is I can go run that copy machine to assure that we get out what we need to get out, to achieve what we set out and promised a client that we would do. That is something that I can do. So don't ever be afraid to work. You have to take a lot of jobs along the way. You don't get to the corner office. You don't get to be able to be on board of directors. You don't get to own your own business and have it be successful until you've had those jobs along the way. And then you do that, you'll figure out from there where you want to go and what you want to change. Communication is key. You have to be able to communicate. And communicate isn't always just talking, it's listening, listening to others, finding what their thoughts are, taking into that account, and then a good leader will take that information and then make the decisions and implement and move forward. But you have to be able to communicate and interact with people. It's critical. I can have individuals that can come in and interview with me and have a 4.0 and can't talk. They can't engage in a conversation with me. I have individuals that can come into my office and have a 2.5 and they can talk. And they want to know about the business and they want to learn about the business. For what I do, we sell service, we sell trust, we sell a group working environment that all hands in. Who am I probably going to choose? It's the individual that can communicate and that can relate to things. So I think both Karen and Mary Carol said, hone those skills. Hone those skills. It's critical. Great leaders make a difference. Going back to my days in high school, remember I said I was a student council president and started out with a big theme, you can make a difference. I've tried to live my life knowing that if I truly made an effort, I could make a difference. Tried to teach that to my children, certainly to those that I work with, and to those that I associate with. Put in the effort, you can make a difference. I challenge all of you here today, after you leave here, is to go make a difference. Be an asset to society. Keep learning. Keep going and educating yourself more, whatever that may be. Educate yourself every day. Learn something new every day. And seek out opportunities to lead. I can tell you from my experience, the joy you will experience, and oh, the knowledge you will gain will enrich your lives more than you could ever imagine. Thank you again, and best of luck to all of you.
Saying that is inspiring. Someone up to working hard, right? Taking risks, believing in yourself. That is pretty impressive. I just kind of took some notes on things that you probably remember. Having integrity, believing in yourself and others, building a strong culture within your organization, enhancing that culture, having determination and persistence, goal-oriented, enjoy what you do, work hard, and communicate well. And it's really paid off for you, so congratulations.